piano. It must say my show.
Almost $300 million.
So the show has come to stay. Mumien na yesu. Na yentiche o man. Na wonso oni nipa.
E daddy e Ghana bodia.
Piano. It must say my show.
Almost $300 million.
So the show has come to stay. Mumien na yesu. Na yentiche o man. Na wonso oni nipa.
E daddy e Ghana bodia. Enye BB dia. Enye NDC dia. Enye obi bia dia.
President Kufa, because what to near man and affecting all this. Full prices now what they buying.
Yeah, I just NDC for car, but for Ghana card, I for Jim Danny the Crama Nasa.
Mene wo ka say ya yeka. Ye no nya se ya te de e kina titi pa se kira. NDC for wo ba ko fa da bi. Wo ti ben kai. Me na make a draw.
Mo pese mo share so a mo ko Facebook na Instagram, na YouTube, na Twitch, na News TV, Anchor FM.
Yechia Ghana food. My show is your show because a Ghana 80 and a show that will be my show. The dog will be asking.
For Majo and Mokapa Ediba MyShow NDC Hour Jumedi so ne Esue Ukiada the 17th or the 17th day of April, 17th April the year 2024. In the day, as I see, and therefore, that was say my journey here. We are MyShow NDC Hour. I did nam today Ghana News TV and Tabai so at the bro. Jumedi Ubenya live. Today Ghana News TV. Show them social media platforms so YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, Instagram. Ubenya LinkedIn. So I think Ubenya live. And Jumedi so a streaming our podcast on Anchor FM. Ubenya eti so after Jumedi kroye the high 93.7 FM watching him so after Jumedi live and the King's Radio is also after live Jaframa TV is also a streaming programming live na afi na okotatali important also na nata frimo no so biatum Sakina Information Center also after live me am Jumedi o champion at Alfred Kuyoli. Didn't can ye straight for petty for say a break a canam monty and can you could east and yes, Koshimu check a crack, Monfanche, do baby. We soon for doors or yin and so JM who don't tea and this who don't Ghana who don't tea and you may say share na a Ghana who come up in every tree a Ghana and Puntu Ghana and Kosovo internet ye share. A year a break a cry a quail butu and semi precisi Ghana political terrain nimu. Eye Akufo-Addo ene ba omiama mu a omobu ne sabre da bi ade e chia de asembia no omodi asemfoforo ba asemfoforo nso e ba na eye pantoma asemi e chen kroi chesensemo a wo ye Ghana na wote a na wo se afem na wo abamu ase wo ye hoho bi ase ya fa wakoa bi and na chesa ase wo free Ghana ase wo nye Ghana ni. Sometimes you think about it and you ask yourself what did you do wrong? I think what Ghanaians did wrong was that we allowed ourselves to be lied to by Nana Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia, especially Dr. Bawumia. Since 2028, Dr. Bawumia, unity, Ghana politics. All the lecture this man held was about the economy. Throughout 2016, enunti Ghana ko bebre born abodi na yere beka say ne kunu economics wasted. Ghana ni awutimi busa one question pay. So what be a company? Now a company no you are in need of specific expertise. Ebi awu here accountant. Now why advertise who here accountant? Man for the applications aba. CV sebeba wanimu. Obi a oko school from first degree, master's degree, postgraduate, PhD. Ninyina woya accounting and finance. Any obi a also the first degree okoye home accounts. And on the second degree okoye agric. And on the postgraduate okoye dempo engineering ni PhD or agric. So if we mean one of the accountant, will you bypass the person who studied accounting and finance from first degree to PhD level? Now, Obia or ya Greek net home accounts to PhD level. And if you will choose somebody who read accounting and finance to PhD level, why then did you choose that person over the one who didn't do accounting and finance? It is because of the expertise the person has in his field of study. And Oboka first any penajuma na uchiana ka epitri na fe nipa na we expecting to say obe deliver to your company to make your company a company. Our company books and our balance sheet a be solid. Now fe send nipa proba na o catch us oh no cry accounting and finance no cry na question I say na nje no obedwa no company no say company no you are into maybe beverages and I say hospitality restaurant na wo ye nti no no o pese wo ye cook or kitchen na for ne omo kitchen no a ono ko sua cook no or ne sa for no e na e pre enua ne ye ho wo fu fa de ne mera no so de ne ba na wagyan adwuma na ani nti wo fa no wagyan no ato ho e wo kitchen e wo nkukom Ghana ni a wutie me say saa de we scenario we say wo na to wo a what will you do to this employee? This is sadly Dr. Baumia or the Ghana for. Next, so when you force a chair to move a chamber bonina, ya papa GM on airport pro won't to poedi Ghana for or bar the Obebabe. GM, he doesn't even need to be telling Ghanaians what he will do when he comes again in the second coming because the footprints is everywhere. And that you can't take it away from the NDC and you cannot take it away from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. The Ashanti Regional Minister was asked, say in Ashanti region, when I regional minister, mention 4 projects the MPP government for the past 8 years. Esther T. Omoye, this man couldn't mention 2. This man couldn't mention even 2. And he is a Ashanti Regional Minister. Then you ask yourself, you see, the MPP is trying to take all Ghanaians and putting all of us in one basket. So, Ghana for the, I mean, wouldn't touch or no lie. But I know so what would see me. Ghana near would see me. When you be, when you 2024. December 7th is the D-Day. Let us show the MPP, Dr. Baumia, and his your friend say comrades say they can't take us for fools again. Now, I am voting for NDC parliamentary candidates. Of course, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. The winning or the margin has to be massively wide. And I believe so what would tell me door-to-door campaign, 24-hour economy message, what the now. God bless you for doing that. For Ghana, God bless for doing that for NDC, and of course, for GDM. And then you better come up, then come out of the now. You may your friend or a year Arnold appear, and the better and come Yemia Arnold appear or Dini Cree Ewo United States Abushimem na Yemia Arnold. He is the president of the ProForum in the United States of America, and also a director of international relations. And then you come on to piano, Botokas and Watun say, was the role of ProForum in diaspora on NDC 2024 election victory. Arnold Ewa Mestre say so yeah, trying to say in your Arnold baby. Yeah, say the NPP for the past few months Omude and Mary. Hello, Mr. Arnold. You are welcome to MyShow NDC Hour.
Thank you for having me, and let me say a very good evening to your cherished listeners globally.
Thank you so much for joining us, viewers. This is MyShow NDC Hour, and we are live on 93.7 FM in Achim Himai, the King's Radio, and of course all the social media platforms that Today Ghana News TV are streaming on. We are here with Mr. Arnold Appiah. He is the person, he lives in the United States of America, and of course the president of ProForum in the United States. Did I get it right?
Yes, I am the president for... Go ahead.
You are also the director of international relations.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, for at least for viewers to know the kind of person we are having on the show this evening?
Well, thank you very much. I am a corporate midwife, to put it bluntly. I'm into tech management. I am into policy formulation and research and analysis, basically.
Okay. And you reside in the United States?
Yes, I am here in California.
California. Oh, okay. And how is the weather in California?
Well, almost just like the weather in Ghana. So.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Good for you then. Yeah. Then let's hit the ground running. Mr. Appiah, when we talk about ProForum, can you at least let our viewers know what ProForum stands for and what your missions and your objectives are?
Well, thank you. ProForum is the NDC Professionals Forum. The NDC Professionals Forum is a registered organization in Ghana with the Registrar General. The NDC Professionals Forum is made up of persons who are members of the National Democratic Congress largely. Also, recently, we became an affiliate to the party. What we basically do is that we provide the back-end intellectual support through research. We provide financial support and other services that the NDC may deem important for us to play. We exist to serve the NDC. We complement, we add value to the existing structures of the NDC. So basically, that is what we do. As you rightly know, the essence of every political party is to rally the people to win an election and to govern. This is a whole process, right? It requires a lot of tools to be able to achieve such a huge task. You will need the right human capital to be able to come together, formulate the right policies, develop strategy, look for the resources, get the attention of the voters, and make sure that you market yourself in a way that the citizens or the voters will consider you worthy. They can trust you enough and say that amongst the options on the table, you seem to be the one who is speaking, who is selling what we need, and therefore, vote for you. So with this understanding, the NDC Professionals Forum act accordingly by providing, these support to the NDC. So in a nutshell, that is what the NDC Professionals Forum exists to do. We are here to complement, add value, and support, serve the NDC in any capacity that the party wants us to do.
And thank you so much for the vivid explanation that you've given to us. And who can join NDC Professionals Forum?
Well, all progressives are welcome to join the NDC Professionals Forum. First of all, members of the NDC are welcome, and all members who are progressive, people who are human-centered, who believe in the social democratic principles and value, persons who believe in accountability, social justice, and equity. These are the individuals that are welcome to join the NDC Professionals Forum. Always we've been asked that when it comes to who is a professional, who's a professional, our basic explanation is this: anyone with a certificate is welcome. Basically, what it means is that you've gone through certain disciplines in academia, and therefore you have what it takes to be able to read, understand, and be able to contribute. Acknowledging the fact that you're dealing with a wide range of voters, very sophisticated, much smarter than even you are, right? But they are not everybody can be in the same position that some of us may be in. Therefore, it is our role to be able to understand what their demands are, what they are looking for, and be able to show that humility and respect, in connecting with the voters and providing them with what they need. So it is largely for all progressives. You mean well for Ghana, the NDC Professionals Forum is for you. Also, we acknowledge that not everyone, would want to be that active, would want to be at the forefront, persons, they just want to be at the back end and share their thoughts and support without them coming into the limelight or them being noticed, or they would want a platform where it is more coordinated in a certain way that they can relate, as long as their day-to-day activities are concerned, especially in the field of corporate, establishment. So the NDC Professionals Forum provide that room where there's always competition of ideas, where we are not competing amongst ourselves. We are only trying to get the best out of each and everyone, put together and use that brain power to support the agenda of the NDC.
That is fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Apia. Then let's move straight to our topic for today. It says that the role of Professionals Forum in the diaspora on the NDC 2024 election victory. Does the Professionals Forum have footprints in the diaspora? And if yes, how would you rate the footprints in diaspora as far as Professionals Forum is concerned?
Well, thank you. Yes, we have that influence. The NDC Professionals Forum in the diaspora has that huge influence here. We have branches in, we have Canada, we have the United States, we have China, we have UK, and then we have Germany also coming up, and we also have the Caribbean also in the pipeline. Probably in the next month, they will also be up and running. So, and also South Africa and other parts on the continent as well. So we are really, formidable on the ground. And since we provide more of an intel role or research role or more analytical, we are not almost everywhere, but we are very strategic, in areas that we have our strength. So these are the areas that we are, and in that sense, I can say that we are very, very focused and strong. Prior to the coming of the NDC Professionals Forum, some of us were always concerned and a bit nervous whenever the politics of Ghana gets to the diaspora. The perception has always been that the NPP has more members. The NPP dominates the diaspora.
Diaspora.
Yes, that's the perception out there. But
is it because they are loud?
Well, yes, I think that because they are loud, maybe, and also to a very degree, you would say that they are more organized. They were more organized than us in the past. But can they say the same today? I don't believe so. The NDC in the diaspora today is more organized. It's more united. We've put our best foot forward. We are complementing various structures. And, that nervousness that we used to have no more exists because we've proven, and statistics around us have shown that indeed the NDC may even have more members than the NPP. The NDC may have more members in the diaspora than the NPP, because in the past we were not that organized. It created the impression that we were nowhere, or when the NPP had more members than us. But since we started coming together, bringing all the pieces, connecting all the dots, we've realized that we're a whole army here. That at any point in time that the NDC need the diaspora to activate and play various roles, we should be in the position to play and make sure that the NDC is positioned to have the betterment or to take the better part of the diaspora when it comes to the democracy or the elections of Ghana. Thank you.
Hello, Ghana. Let's talk about a vision, not just bold but transformative 24-hour economy proposed by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. In the heart of this vision is the commitment, energized nation around the clock, margin vibrant city, bustling with life, market buzzing with activity, not just during the day, but 24 hours. This isn't just working longer. It's about ensuring economic growth round the clock. It's about creating jobs, boosting businesses, and providing opportunities for every Ghanaian, day and night. Under this plan, diverse sectors will thrive, from technology hubs, manufacturing plants, to entertainment and service. It's about making Ghana a dynamic 24/7 economy. The 24-hour economy will be voluntary and never forced upon anyone. Let's come together and build the Ghana we want. Join us in supporting His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for a 24-hour economy. Together, we will build a Ghana that never sleeps.
No,
Yeah, for we air my show NDC Hour and na ye ne wo etwetwe so enkomo yi me ne eye yira another peer and na etwetwe enkomo and say that we no ono America buchima mu nti brofo no chese awon nti ama na no aye brofo nti etiefo amutie modaroma monfa che se ne ye kan brofo no more, but I believe say ye tiefo so te brofo ye tiefo aben nti ye konsa ye twetwe enkomo afa eye NDC ProForum NDC akeka mabunu a sebi omunim de awakeka mo abom so mo boa ama NDC 2024 elections here by between any next your friends administration of JDM policies any programs are a year NDC also the talk when Ghana the ordinary Ghanaian a benefit in the NDC next administration and not at the ProForum or Modia Toma Komaswa or more A21 inti a yako yenua a year and or appear or nafi and then aquatua and comedy trainer. So you're welcome back, Mr. Pia.
Thank you.
Yes, one question that I want to ask you, from all the explanations you've given as far as ProForum is concerned, talk about policy formulations and all that. Let's focus a little bit on 24-hour economy. There are some people who are saying that the 24-hour economy is unrealistic policy that JDM has conceived or want to give birth with. As policy formulator or researcher, how do you see the feasibility or the plausibility of 24-hour economy? How can that change the destiny of Ghana?
Well, thank you very much. I think that the 24-hour economy, it's a very good and a laudable proposal. It's a policy that if, taken, and approached aggressively, we'll be able to achieve a maximum result out of it. First of all, we have to acknowledge that we already have some institutions in Ghana that are running a 24-hour cycle.
Okay.
To be able to run a 24-hour system, it means that you need a human resource. You need the infrastructure to do so, including technology. You need a policy to guide and make sure that, those that will be driving this policy, have the capacity to do so. But most importantly, you have to focus on the people. If the people understand the policy very well, that is the first thing. If they do understand the policy, what it basically means is that they tend to own the policy. And when they own the policy, they run with the policy, because at the end of the day, they are the reason why these policies are being implemented. Most of the time, the reason why a lot of policies do not work is because we do not involve the key stakeholders, i.e. the masses, the people that are supposed to benefit from them. So what you have is that most of them are just watching. Everybody you ask is saying that, well, the government says, right? But if they have the thorough understanding, if they are invited to the table, right, then they get to appreciate and say, well, then if this policy is mine, who am I to sit back? This is an opportunity for me to capitalize on it and make something out of it, right? Now, you look at the NDC. We are a social democratic party, basically saying that we are human-centered. And if you see all our programs in the past, it has to do with the empowerment of the people as opposed to the empowerment of the few, i.e. mostly politicians. Now, we have the health sector, especially the private system that is running a 24-hour system. You have the financial sector as well. They're running a 24-hour system. I believe that anybody that goes to an ATM around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. would be able to cash out ever, so this is nothing new. What it is that looking at the current state of affairs in Ghana, looking at the economy of Ghana today, how terrible it's looking, how bad it's been run down, what policies would work, what will kickstart the economy back to where it used to be and even do better. It means that we can't sleep on it. It means that we need to create that environment that would give potential businesses that have the capacity to run the whole cycle, the 24-hour cycle, to be up and doing. So what it means is that as a government, how do you leverage the power that you have How do you create that enabling environment so that these institutions would be able to run the 24-hour cycle? Some are saying that we have a lot of overheads. Okay, some are saying that lack of security. Some are saying that we don't have enough funds. Some are saying that because of how bad, the infrastructure that we can run on is, that's the reason why we are unable to do so. So you have President Mahama saying that I will come and take out the bottlenecks. I will take out the bottlenecks and provide you with incentives so that you would be able to run that 24-hour cycle. What it also means is that on the part of government, they would have to create that environment where they can be at the beck and call of the private sector. It don't matter whatever time that it requires them to be. So some institutions, maybe at the district level, some would also have to run a 24-hour cycle to be able to meet the demands from the private sector or from the public sector. Also, you have to ensure that there's total security, right?
Yeah.
There's total security, because if people who would want to get into the nightlife, system, right, and make profit of it or contribute one way or the other, they want to go out, they know very well that they are safe. So the security would have to be tight, right? So what's the NDC saying that we are going to work with our state institutions to make sure that they patrol in every community, especially the business areas, to ensure that those who will be out there doing businesses would be able to do that, knowing that they are safe. Also, it means that the residential areas would have an add-on security, because if the police are patrolling in the communities in the interest of businesses, you know that you as a citizen sleeping, you are safe because they are patrolling the community as well. So when you look at the science of economics, these are some of the key areas that propel an economy to be that buoyant and run a whole system. So what the NDC is saying is that we've done enough work on the ground. We know the economy of Ghana very well, that if we invite the private sector to be able to run that 24-hour cycle, first of all, they'll be able to employ more. We all know that if you are going to run maybe a 24-hour cycle or 12 or 16-hour cycle, you can't use the same human tools to go the full haul. It means that there has to be some shift system in there. Some would have to go and pave way for others to come in with fresh energy to be able to deliver, to the services of those that need it. And what else can you say? Taxes will come. People will be paying taxes. The economy will be stimulated because there'll be a lot of expenditure going on. Money will be circulating. Inflation will come down. It will boost businesses. And these are the things that the economy of Ghana currently need. Unfortunately, we have an administration that doesn't have that competence, that understanding, full of theory, but right when it comes to the practical part of it, we can't see much from them. So the NDC is saying that all these businesses, all these Ghanaians that are looking for a strong and a viable economy that can go the full haul, just as other advanced nations are doing, we are coming to create that enabling environment for the economy to boom, so that employment will be created and prosperity will be shared.
Thank you so much. So can you at least mention some of the some aspects of the economy that are going to enjoy or take part of this 24-hour economy policy?
Well, first of all, you have to look at the manufacturing industry. We're talking of even agriculture industry, the processes, etc., the service industry, the hotel industry, the health industry, and the night markets, those that sell, if you go to Accra, Osu, the other areas, right, Kumasi, just name it, right, the restaurants, the bars, just name it, the entertainment, the tourism sector, and that the service industry, I think, is the second or the third, highest, supporter of Ghana's economy. So if this, systems are coming into place to boost this, potential sectors, what it means is that the economy will be better off than what it is today. So,
Mr. Pierre, currently Ghana is suffering from doomsday, but this current administration, they are trying to push it under the carpet, thinking that Ghanaians are quote unquote unwise to know that yes, there is doom so, and sometimes it's a bit worried to see that our leaders, whom we have been voted for, failing to account to the people. Now, having talked about the manufacturing sector and services sector and all that, without stable power, I mean electricity, it will be very difficult for the 24-hour policy to be implemented. What measures do we have in place as far as the energy sector is concerned to make sure that we can drive the 24-hour economy on the power or the energy sector?
Well, thank you. You started off your program by, citing an example of resumes. And here I will use the resume of the NDC, especially President John Dramani Mahama in this regard. It is most unfortunate that the current, situation with our energy system in Ghana is that terrible. It's no, I understand it's no more doom, so it's just, an inflation of doom, whatever they call it.
Yeah, the saw is failed.
Yes, the saw has failed. Now, why is it so? It is because of lack of commitment and fiscal indiscipline. Once upon a time, we couldn't generate much energy to power the needs of the country.
Yeah.
You recall Akosombo, right, was running dry.
Yeah.
You remember the famous NPP's best policy under Kufuor. They thought it was the devil. So their plan was to get some pastors to go and pray. Shallow, irresponsible, right? So sometimes we don't really regard them as main characters in nation building, right? This doom thing has been with us for a minute. I remember in the 90s, President Rawlings, had his share. Kufuor came, he couldn't get it resolved. When President Mills took over together with President Mahama, that's where the NDC decided to look at it from a holistic standpoint, from a long-term perspective.
I think that is what inspired President Mills and Vice President John Mahama to set up this gas. Where this guy is? This gas factory that we talking about. Atuabu gas things. Yeah.
Yes, and many others. I think I'll come to it. Right now, if you don't have the foresight, if you don't have the understanding of what it takes to run a nation, you will do what we call temporal fix. You just trying to manage things, but you cannot own the whole issue and provide a long-term solution to it. It has to take a leader to be able to do that. And that is what separates President Mahama from the NPP. President Mahama, what he did was that upon analyzing the whole situation, when he became the president, said, I will first of all own that responsibility. I will own, and that is the sign of leadership.
Of course, yeah.
If you're a leader and you don't want to own up to any form of responsibility, then you serve no purpose. You don't deserve to be a leader. So he took the bull by the horn and said that I will take, on that responsibility, but I can promise you, I will get this thing fixed. I'll get it fixed. But guess what? The nation workers took advantage of the sincerity and the honesty of President Mahama, owning up and saying that I will take the problem, the responsibility and fix it. And they started their propaganda. It did not deter President Mahama. President Mahama moved on to put in measures in ensuring that doomsday becomes a thing of the past. As a result of that, he invested heavily, in bringing us badges. We have the merit, the car power, etc. And you remember, during that time, the opposition party were still criticizing and even questioning the whole transaction, calling it fraud, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm saying this because I want everything to be on record for what they did when he came to office. President Mahama provided us with excess energy, from lower consumption to abundance of energy. Okay. Now, From a futuristic standpoint, once again, to be a leader is to have that vision, to have that foresight, right, and have that sense of competition. Meaning that if you want to be recognized, be competitive in the world, you are the one constantly calling for FDIs. You want investors to come in. You want businesses to expand. How can businesses grow when they don't have the energy to power?
Their businesses.
So all these things play these major roles before decisions are made. And President Mahama, remember, tackled this aggressively. You recall the former energy minister under President Mahama even gave himself a timeline that if at a particular period, yes, that was a smack of great leadership. Like people, for the very first time, you had people who were owning up to say that, look, if I'm unable to fix these things, then I have no purpose here. These are the type of leaders that we've been yearning for a very long time. We had it under President Mahama, right? So we saw the benefit of it. And President Mahama didn't just provide these budgets and left them. Because of the fact that we invested money, we borrowed to, get these things in. We needed to put in policies to make sure that we are able to do what? Sustain, pay, and own this equipment at the end of the day. And that's the reason why that energy levy came in ESLA.
Yeah.
That's the reason why. So it's not just a matter of just providing these budgets and leaving them hanging. You can have these budgets coming in, and after 6 months to a year, we are going to have the same problem that the NPP administration is. They are unable to pay them. So as a leader, he thought through it, went to Parliament, and got an act to ensure that there would be that levy to ensure that we pay this equipment and we own them after, I think, 2 decades or something to that effect. And also, not that alone, now we have excess power to a point where we can sell to neighboring countries to get some foreign direct investment coming in to offset some of the debt. So you see how, the whole package came up.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a whole brainwork. It takes leadership, it takes competence to be able to do that. So President Mahama did all that. Because he thought about tomorrow. Just like Kwame Nkrumah built Akosombo, not for 57, 58, 59, 60, but thought of the next generation. And we are all beneficiaries of the infrastructure that Kwame Nkrumah left behind. Right? And this is the same mindset that you could tell that President Mahama is also running with. But just like Kwame Nkrumah went through that ordeal of constant criticism, bastardizing, making him look like he's the devil, by the same political party that today we have today, they did the same thing to President Mahama. Today, Kwame Nkrumah is a hero. Today, President Mahama is a hero. So you ask yourself that if President Mahama comes to office, would he continue the good works, or he will renege on, the promises? His record shows that he's been very consistent. President Mahama will handle the energy sector the best way he knows how. The payments will be done. The IPPs will be comfortable. Businesses will expand. The economy will expand. Jobs will be created, and prosperity will be shared. So when it comes to the energy sector, I think that President Mahama, we can't even question it. Yes, we can't even question it. And I think that Ghanaians are calling for him to come back so that, they can have their life back. They can breathe again. They can dream again and help build the Ghana we want.
Thank you so much, Mr. Appiah. You have hit the nail right on the head. When you talk about the second coming of the NDC, which is John Dramani Mahama, the propaganda the NPP is doing is, what is JDM coming to do for just 4 years? Forgetting that JDM had 3.5 years, because at the beginning of his term, he was in court for over 8 months. And after the court's ruling, she had 3 and some months, and he was able to do some formidable project that Ghana is now benefiting on. So the track record, the footprints are there, and I believe that you, the listener that is listening or watching us, wherever you're watching us from, you can pinpoint the good works of JDM. You can see, you can feel, you can associate yourself with those projects. Not like the so-called green book that these people have brought, that after 2 days, Ghanaians identified over 60-something, 70-something fake projects that doesn't exist in their tracker. But our green book is there for the past how many years? 8 years and 10 years? But nobody has been able to say that there was one project in the green book that doesn't exist. That is the kind of person we are talking about. JDM, he is a man of his words. And as my comrade said, JDM is a hero, as Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is a hero. Thank you so much, Mr. Arnold. We are talking to Arnold Appiah. He is a member or a president of ProForum in the United States and director of international relations. This is my show, NDC Hour. We are streaming live on all the social media platforms, and of course, High 93.7 FM in Achim Himan is taking us also live, and the King's Radio is also picking us live. I think I'll have to read some messages, and then we'll see. Let me see if I can read some messages. Then we go to the second round of our show. So, can I flip through the messages so that I can see if I can pinpoint some? This is from Jaframa TV. I'll see you also live on our platform, Rwanda in OT region. Thank you for your collabo. Thank you so much, Jaframa. And this is from Nana Tafrimu. Greetings from Tatali, Northern Ghana, and Sakina Information Center listeners. Thank you so much. Shout out to all listeners of Sakina Information Center in Tatali. And this is Robert Kimpe, more fire comrade. Greetings from Paris, France. This is from Robert Kimpe. And then Ednam is also watching us on Facebook, said NDC Professional Forum all the way. That is what Ednam is also saying. And then Victor Wuto is saying, good job, RC Arnold. And then Frimpong Befi is also watching us on Facebook. Because I am watching you live from Akuse near Somenya. Wonderful program. Thank you so much, Frimpong Befi. And then NDC Diaspora Union, we say John and Jane must win 2024 at all costs. 24-hour economy is the game changer. Greetings from Amsterdam, Holland. And then this is from Asempa Hinebwache, watching and listening from Achim Himan in the Eastern region. Thank you so much, Asempa Hinebwache, for always doing the listening and the watching. And Fans TV, it has also picked this show live, and he said, I'm enjoying the program from Aflao Volta region. More fire. And then this is Lady Mal 2. 24-hour economy makes a lot of sense. Watching on Twitch from Kosovo. And this is from Sikapa family. He's watching us on YouTube. So thank you, Mr. Arnold. MPP is only made up of talkers. Watching from Jumapo near Koforidua. Kweku Insia is watching us on Facebook. I said, wow, very educative program. Watching from Anglo Town in Koforidua. Frima Oye is also watching us on Facebook. Frima Oye writes, good evening. I'm enjoying the program from Manche near Ho. Nyame Yaubio is also here. Nyame Yaubio is watching us on Facebook. So, wow. Watching from Nkwanta in Otil region. I'm the popular tea seller at Nkwanta Lorry Station. You are also live on Adeliman Community Information Center at 22 Penny and KJB. You guys are very good. And then Osei Superior say, I always thank God for your lives. You guys are doing wonderful and good job for the NDC. Watching from Barcelona, Spain. And then Kunte Nana is watching on YouTube. I said, watching on YouTube from Warsaw, Poland. Eyezu. And he writes again, Eyeza. Abi Adate writes, Aiko another peer. You are on top of issues. Thanks so much. ProForum all the way. He's watching us also on Facebook. These are some of the messages and comments that I've trooped in. This is my show NDC Hour. My show NDC Hour is a weekly program that we air every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Ghana time. And then if you are in the Central European time, it's 9 p.m. Of course, yeah, GTM. Yeah, the time changes have brought a lot of things. This is another message from Richard Atakuma. RC Arnold, tell them and let our good people of Ghana be wise up, or to wise up and never let the NPP they do nothing party deceive them. The NPP, they do nothing deceive them. The gold and dagger game must stop. Ghana deserves better. Victory for J&J 2024. Sure. Now let's see. This is my show NDC Hour. I'm talking to Arnold Appiah. He is the president of ProForum United States of America and the director of international relations. Let me go to Appiah and then we see if we can do justice to the second round of the show. And don't forget that this show is also being aired live on High 93.7 FM in Achimhema and the King's Radio. Yeah, you are welcome, Mr. Appiah.
Thank
now,
you.
let's go to the diaspora. There are many Ghanaians in the diaspora. As ProForum President or Director of International Relations, how are you going to make sure that the diaspora influences the victory of NDC come December 7th this year?
Well, thank you very much. And also, with this question, I'll be a little bit economical, not to say everything.
Definitely.
Yes, but I think that we all know the influence that Ghanaians in the diaspora have on Ghanaians back home because of what we do, right? If you have, if you look at the remittances from last year alone, right, it was almost $4.9 billion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, more than what even the NPP is begging the IMF for. So we have that influence from an economic standpoint. You know, people look up to us, they listen to us, they explain things to us, and they need support from us.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, understanding the role that Ghanaians in the diaspora play, how can we maximize it?
Yeah.
How can we let them understand why it is what it is and the reason why they need to shift from the current system to a better system? You know, so this is something that we understand very well. We know our role, okay, and the focus and the target is the voters in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, what other tools can we put in place to make sure that our influence have that impact and it goes directly to the polls on December 7th and yield the result? We will do whatever that it takes. In every war, and like they say, politics is war with no bloodshed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, politics is war with no bloodshed. I know you will say you doubt it because unfortunately 2020, 8 people had to die.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, so, and people always make life so difficult, for us when we're talking of what democracy is, because they don't represent that. So what it means is, to us, this is war. It is war. It's an economic war.
Mm-hmm.
It's a social war. It's a spiritual war. It's a war for freedom. It's a war for economic liberation and justice, right? We want to liberate Ghana from the tentacles of this corrupt administration. That is what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
You need to develop all types of strategies. Even in regular war, you have those that are on the ground, those that are at sea, and those that are in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we may consider ourselves to be those that are in the air, because we have those that are really on the ground at the branch level, campaigning effectively, meeting, spending their own resources and buying gas to travel. Some are, getting their cars messed up as a result of it. You have people that are spending their last penny to support the cause. We acknowledge all these things, that every contribution matters. So what we do is, those of us in the air, how can we ensure that we are able to see? And sometimes that when you are outside, you're able to see more than those that are closer to, the heat. So we are looking at it from that strategic standpoint, that we are those in the air at the moment. We may send some folks down there to support. We may also support with our resources. We have social media at our disposal. What are we doing with the social media? How are we able to communicate the message effectively? How are we able to explain what the issues are to be able to diffuse the propaganda? One thing that you can't take away from the NPP is that they run their system on propaganda. The whole government machinery is a propaganda machinery.
Propaganda, yeah.
Full of propaganda. That's why they've employed thousands of folks all over the place to do their bidding, to cover up for their corrupt and inept activities, so that they can continue to do what they are doing. It is our job to take the veil off. It is our job to expose them. It is our job to sell the way forward to them. And we, those in the diaspora, we acknowledge that. We meet our friends on the other side in Ghanaian events, so on and so forth. I can tell you, they are even more disappointed than anybody else. They are even more disappointed than anybody else. And as citizens of Ghana, as members of the NDC, as progressives, as professionals, we speak to them. We speak to them. We ask them, so are you guys going to continue? Are you sure you want to send your money back home to continue the current state of affairs, or you would want to change course? And we always remind them that look around you here where you are. If the system is run the way your administration is running, would you have been happy to be here, to be making whatever you are making and to support them? And they understand this. So we are talking to our own friends, we are talking to our own families, we are talking to the various organizations that we belong to and various associations, and reminding them that we are supposed to be first and foremost nationalistic. And therefore, as we go into the polls, do what is needed. Do the needful. You are calling people from back home. They also call you and ask you, how are things going? Where do we go? How do we do it this time? Can we trust the NDC? All you need to say is that, are you happy with what you have? Are you happy with what you have? If you're not happy with it, guess what? You have an opportunity to change it. To change it and make it better. So that's some of the influence and role that we are playing. There are other roles too that we are playing that, I will leave it here for
that
now.
one. I do agree with you. But then before I let you go, there are many Ghanaians in the diaspora who feel so disappointed with this current administration. When they read the news online, when they listen, when they hear what's going on, when they hear somebody who steals from the national coffers, quoting Bible quotations, and portraying that he is the second to the angels in heaven and all that. But this same person, is actually clothed with corruption, and you can't just imagine how people feel disappointed, and that they just think that, hey, let me mind my own business. I'm in abroad, or I'm outside Ghana. I live in the United States. I live in Europe or Asia, Australasia. I'm well to do. Let me think about myself, my immediate family, and then let me forget about what these people are doing, because Ghana has no hope. What do you tell these people, or what can you tell them?
Well, first of all, those that are using the Bible, I'm not that religious, but one thing I know is that the devil knows the Bible more than anybody else. The devil knows the Bible more than anybody else. The devil can quote the Bible at any time. And I believe that Jesus also reminded Christians that beware of false prophets. right? So these individuals in cassocks running around, right? The same Bible reminds us of who they are. So we know them for who they are. To those of our brothers and sisters who, as a result of the actions of the NPP in government, they've lost hope. Listen, Ghana is all we have. At some point, all of us will go home. At some point, all of us will go home. I can tell you, no individual has moved their entire family. I mean, extended family here. You still have families down there. And per our culture and our values, we are always supposed to support back home. That's who we are, as Black people. Therefore, to minimize the pressures that's coming from Ghana, of which tomorrow, maybe your children tomorrow might decide that I'm tired of, here, I want to go back home.
Abroad, yeah.
Yes, they want to go and enjoy the Ghanaian dream. What role can you play today that would have that effect for tomorrow, where your descendants will be a beneficiary of whatever that you do today?
You do today, yeah.
It's a national call. It's a call to duty. Ghana is calling all of us. Ghana is calling all of us to right the wrongs, the mistakes that others made in 2016 and in 2020. The saying goes, if you fool me once, shame on you. If you fool me twice, shame on you. But the third time is what? Fool on you. Yeah. Shame on you. The point is, are we going to sit down and to be fooled for the third time? We're smart enough. We're not going to let that happen. So I'm entreating all Ghanaians to consider this as a national assignment, a national call to uproot this corrupt administration, replace them, and ensure that the Ghana we want comes to fruition. President Mahama says that he's invited all of us. He's given us an open invitation. Come and help with the process. Get me elected. And when you get me elected, don't stop there. Also, come with your ideas. Come with your suggestions. Come with your energy. And help us build the Ghana we want. And what is the Ghana we want? The Ghana we want, yes, it's a place where there's rule of law, where there's equity, where there's social justice, where there's shared prosperity, where women, our grandparents and children can go to the hospital and get first-class services, where our children can go to school and get quality education and not just rushing people into the classroom and passing them out. Because at the end of the day, we live in a global village where we have to be competitive. And the best tools for any nation is your human resource. If your human capital is not equipped, your country can't run. So the Ghana we want is to have all this infrastructure in place, both human and other tools, running effectively, being futuristic, and creating that Ghana dream, the Ghanaian dream that the future generation can come and benefit. And it starts with all of us from now leading to December 7th and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Arnold Appiah, the President of ProForum United States and Director of International Relations. On behalf of Today Ghana News TV and our cherished viewers and listeners, we say thank you for your time. Thank you for your insightful submissions, and thank you for your educative submissions. We really appreciate your presence. We appreciate your coming. And before I let you go, I believe that the family are watching you. The United States comrades are also watching you. What would you say to them? Your last words, then we wrap up on the show.
Well, our comrades, all progressives, is that the NDC Professionals Forum has launched the 2M2, raising funds to support President Mahama's campaign. I would urge all of us to go ahead and contribute, donate, and be able to help push the NPP back into the bush. Your contribution goes a very long way. And we know that with you and all of us, all hands on deck, we shall definitely get to that successful end, i.e. winning the 2024 election. So thank you all, and thanks for having me.
Today, Ghana News TV, we are the masters of the game.
Yo, a tear for you that must say away your document, baby, no, we are MyShow NDC Hour and our hair. Na yene era appear annulled and a hearing more appear annulled within the key United States approach memo na one year the president of NDC Professionals Forum and we're director of international relations and they can NDC Professionals Forum or and so ben and na or a few about kunim dia NDC was di and not no church mu put on kama we NDC ni na wa bruchiri and we Ghana ni na impo only party wo Ghana one party be we NPP ni you feel so disappointed, please come and join the NDC. Let's approve this corrupt NPP government. And Ghana, for before I wrap up, I want to point this thing out. You see, Akufo-Addo started his campaigning, or even the NPP, they drive on Ghanaians, so to say, religious attitude or culture to get what they want. Akufo-Addo started his campaign with, what did he say? What was the mantra? I just forgotten the mantra. Like God, now or sorry, or Israel, or Bompire, or the Wailing War, any idea. So most Christians thought that, hey, this man is a God sent. Have you seen what Dr. Bawumia is also doing? You see, sometimes I feel so ashamed for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Today, he is in church, preaching, quoting wrong quotations, telling people he's caused Zachariah or whatever it is. And the next day, he's at mosque, trying to associate himself with the Muslims. We all knew that Dr. Bawumia, or knows that Dr. Bawumia is a Muslim. And Ghana is a peaceful country. We coexist, whether Christian or Muslim. Our politics doesn't really rest on which religion is someone. But the kind of politics Dr. Bawumia is playing, Ghana for more money now. Papa way officer Ghana for Jimmy. And try to deal with Ghana if 2008 Ghana for Tuabama or Akufo-Addo. And then we jai the entire Tuabama no say all my economy in we jai what all. And I will say we digitalization. No where IT change. You get a point. Dr. Bawumia do jina podium so what a solid team. And he asked, and he was mocking the NDC, saying, can anybody remember NDC economic management team? What did he mean by that? The time he was mocking the NDC. And now somebody who is running for a presidential position, we are sitting vice president. He cannot, and he's also shy to run on the achievement of his administration. Now he's telling Ghanaians that he has his own vision and he has bold solutions. And you ask them, what are the bold solutions? Or better say, it's our strategy. So I'm not here for them. Now you are not what you're going to so. Now okutu wrong quotation. Now I mean, a time, honestly, a time. Ghana for yesremo. Yes, the walking back home, you know, prensa. Mama, you need hope. The MPP, they are very deceitful party. The MPP, they are not a party that has Ghana at heart. Please, let's vote them out. And the lawyer Michael Quay Jr. and AC pant will see normal just because of, I mean, oh come on, what is it? Mr. Mo don't make a for and a Ghana for, and now no people will see normal or the Sabbath to normal will see. Say panties and will see you, no will see the obinim. Or China, or Parliament, friends or before. or the car be jina ho ko jina ho hese wama the bodyguard ampamoa. You see, MPP4 are Bogana Pro. Dr. Baumia Amagana for says he form. And now as vice president, who was an e-levy bar or no bob which e-levy, meanwhile e-levy or woman at the bar. Ghana for me, I don't want to bore you. We're late today. But what I want to say is Ghanaians 2024 December 7th is just around the corner. We have just about 8 months to go. Or less than 8 months. Don't be deceived by the MPP. Please, when you go to the polls, vote for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, 1, and then vote for the NDC parliamentary candidates, our war for constituency. Don't go and do skirt and blouse. These people have stolen much more quantums of money from Ghana's coffers. They need to be accounted for. They need to be held responsible. We can only achieve this goal if we vote them out come December 7th, 2024. But you see, Semino Mienu say a trauma near troll boom. Let's say JM and take something percenta. In we would do sign with me the Abe trust anymore. And moreover, when we go on the polls, we will vote and still remain. We stay in the police at the police station. Yeni shemubi no be power winching. Can't afford. Adamasi, a tea for Adamasi. Where you might show NDC Hour meeting at the Africa Union. Radiat man option there. You made a best abro. Macramo.